So hello guys, my name is Clara, and you are watching Anime Recapped with Sonia. Let's start the video. So at the start of the episode, we see quite a lot of carriages going towards Vitnash. Niels, Ito and Amon are escorting them and Rio is also escorting those carriages. Then in the next scene Niels says to Rio that I heard you are also going to Vitnash. But I didn't think that we were going for the same job. Then Rio asks him that do you really want to name your party Room 10? Niels says yes, this name represents us the best. Niels says and this is the first job of Room 10. Then Run says to them that there is a gap of 9 days between us going there and coming back. That's quite a long time. Niels says to him don't you know that all of this is happening for the Open Fort Festival of Vitnash, and that festival happens only once in 5 years. We see that Rio gets happy after hearing about the festival, and says that this will be quite fun. Then in the next scene we see that they reach Vitnash, and the merchant says to all the adventurers that we will leave for Loon after 10 days till then you all are free. Then Niels says to Rio that quite a lot of food stalls have been set up. Let's check them out. So Rio also agrees and then we see them eating dishes like fish and chips, devil fish, rockets and roasted mini crackers from those food stalls. They like those dishes a lot and are really enjoying them. Then we see the next day's scene, and we see quite a lot of carriages stopped at the city gate. Then Amun goes to the carriage where that inferno magician Oscar is sitting, and says that the monarchy of Cory's carriage which was in front of us had some problem in their papers, and because of that they are stuck there now. That man enters the carriage and asks Oscar what are your thoughts about this excursion. So Oscar says that I don't know His Imperial Majesty's intent. But I don't think that he would send us to check the sea because our empire is surrounded from all sides by land. Then he says but it is also possible that in the absence of Princess Fiona, he might execute some bloody business like eliminating such a noble who is against the imperial family. He loves the princess quite a lot. Later he says that's right. The princess is a prodigy of magic and at only 17 years of age she became the commander of the Magic Court Division. Then Oscar says but guarding the commander is my duty, and I came here only for this reason. Then in the next scene we see that in the royal castle a party is going on and there are quite a lot of nobles there and the third prince of Dubois Empire, Prince Cod, is also there. We see that Conrad is Fiona's elder brother and he says to Fiona that I will handle everything here. Then we see the next day's scene where the festival starts and Rio sees Abel on the special guest seat. Then Crimson Sword also comes there and tells them that Abel is here in the place of Loon's guild master. But when the guild master comes tomorrow, he will be free. Then Lin sees that the VIP's seat is being protected by a wind element shield. Lin tells them that it is because of a treasure that is with the families of the Lord of Vitnash. But they don't use that treasure much because it is quite inefficient. Rhea says that if any attack happens on the imperial family then it can be used. So that justifies the fuel cost. Lin says to Rhea that she is the commander of the magic division. So is her lieutenant also here? Rio asks who is that? Then Lin tells him that he is the Inferno Magician. Rhea tells Rio that the Inferno Magician, in just one attack finished 1,000 royal troops. Once he even killed a dragon in just one attack, and with just one attack he annihilated an entire town. She says that I would never want us to deal with him. Then we see that Crimson Sword has to roam around in the festival so they leave. Then Rio and Niels also start leaving from there. But then we see that the Inferno Magician Oscar is about to bump into Rio. But then Rio using his reflexes steps back. Oscar says sorry to Rio. So Rio says no need and goes away from there. We see that Oscar and that man are taking different things for the princess from different stalls. But we see that Oscar doesn't like the crowd at all and he is feeling quite uncomfortable in the crowd. Then in the next scene we see that Conrad meets Abel. He asks him are you Abel who is the proxy of Loon's guild master? So Abel says yes I am Abel. Conrad says that I once met someone and you look like him. Then Abel says to him that I had noticed the commander of the magic division Princess Fiona in the guest seat. So if she is here then her lieutenant Inferno Magician Baron Oscar Luska must also be here. Conrad says that he comes under military affairs. So I cannot discuss about him. But I am spying on a lord with whom I want to get engaged. Then saying this Conrad leaves from there. Then in the next scene we see that Fiona is again lying on her bed and she is very tired. Her attendant tells her that I am telling you again please behave like a princess. Then in the next scene we see that Fiona is again lying on her bed and she is very tired. Her attendant tells her that I am telling you again please behave like a princess. Then we see that the Inferno Magician Oscar along with that man Jürgen brings all the dishes there. Then Jürgen asks Oscar that you were about to bump into someone but got saved. So Oscar tells him that he reacted very quickly and I didn't even need to react. Oscar says that by seeing he looked like a magician but he knows how to move. Then Oscar heats up the food with magic so Fiona gets ready to eat and says thank you master to him, and from this we get to know that Oscar is Fiona's master. Then in the next scene we see that an archery competition is going on and Amon is not able to hit the target. Then we see Ito, and he also is not able to hit the target. Then we also see Abel there, and he says to Rio and Niels that seeing all this reminds me of my childhood. Then Ito and Amon also come there. And then Rio says to Abel that now it's your turn to hit the target. Abel says, but I am a sportsman. So Rio says you can do this. Then we see Abel aiming, and we see that he hits the farthest target. Then all of them start praising him, and then we see Crimson Sword there. Ria angrily says to Abel that so you are free. Lin tells the rest of them that Abel had asked Ria to roam in the festival, but he didn't come, so Ria is angry with him. Then we see that Ria takes Abel with her. Then in the next scene we see Sarah, but she is searching for Rio everywhere. But she is not able to find Rio. She comes to the guild and says to Nina that I am looking for AD rank adventurer Rio. I want to tell him that I found out something about that when he was searching in the library. Nina tells Sarah that Rio is not in town. He accepted an extended job, so he won't be back for quite some time. We see that hearing this Sarah gets quite shocked, and then asks Nina how much time will it take for him to come. Nina says I am not sure, but it may take him 1 more week. We see that hearing this Sarah gets quite sad, and leaves from there. Then in the next scene, we see that in the festival a boat race is happening, and Niels and Amon have also participated in it. But then we see Dan there, and Dan and Niels are fighting with each other. Then we see that the race starts, and we get to know that the race is only for adventurers because those adventurers can attack other boats. Then we see that in the race Niels and Ao are fighting with each other and attacking each other, and we see that while attacking they break their boat's paddle. Then both of them take the paddle from their partners who were rowing the boat and start fighting with them. But then they also break them, and their boat stops there, and they start fighting with their hands. They were about to win after crossing the bridge. But because of fighting now they will come last. Then we see that while fighting their boat flips and they all fall in the water. Then we see that even after coming last they get a reward because they entertain the crowd the most. But we see that even there they are fighting. Then in the next scene we see a very big and amazing ship. Rio, Amon and Ito see that its shape is quite strange, and it doesn't even have any sails. Then Hugh comes there and tells them that this ship is Rain Shooter, and it runs on the combination of magic stone and alchemy. Hugh tells them that wind magic keeps it above the water, and water magic pushes it down. Hugh says that this is quite impressive, and it cost 370 billion florins to build it. Then in the next scene, we see all of them in a crossbow shop because Ito needs a crossbow because he wants to support Niels and On in the fight. Then the shop owner shows him a crossbow with which he can shoot arrows quite fast, and we see that Ito also likes that crossbow quite a lot. Then we see that all of them are enjoying the festival quite a lot, and then we see Hugh leaving from there. Then we hear two people talking, and the first man asks the other, will we be able to execute our plan? So the second man asks him who has left from the festival. So the first man tells him that only Loon's guild master has left, and in his place his proxy is here. Hearing this the second man says then we will proceed according to our plan. Then we see that in the royal castle a party is going on and Conrad and Abel are talking. Then Fiona comes there, so Conrad introduces Fiona to Abel and says this is my younger sister. Then Cod says to Fiona this is Sir Abel. He is a quite impressive B-rank adventurer. And then we see that saying this both of them leave from there. Then we see that Abel doesn't have his sword with him, so he is a little worried. But then he sees the protective shield and thinks maybe it won't be needed. Then in the next scene, we see that some problem occurs in the wire of that protective shield due to which mana is not coming in it, and because of that the barrier shuts down. Then we see that someone attacks those people of the control room, and then we see that there is an explosion in the castle, and then the episode ends here. So guys, this was episode 10 of The Water Magician. If you liked the video then like the video, subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon. I will meet you in the next video. Thank you.